Hey, everybody, welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live, entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series. How's everybody doing today? So good to see all your smiley faces, and I hope you are in the mood for some great laughs, great comedy, but also an inspiring message underneath all of that. We've got an incredible guest joining us in just a second who created a phenomenal organization, and we're going to talk about that and lots more. But first, I want to say hello to you guys. Welcome. It's good to have you here. If this is your first time watching our series, our entertainment lifestyle fabulous series that we do, that is a broadcast that sort of brings back that lost art of conversation. Yeah, that's what we've been doing. We've done somewhere around 760 episodes live 7 days a week, as crazy as that is. But it's always good to connect with all of you. Hope you're doing well today. If you want to comment in our exclusive JMS Lovely chat room, guess what, gang? You can do that. It is open right now when the show is live. You can comment in the JMS Lovely chat room when you subscribe. We've got a chat room where you can actually talk to one another right now. Feel free. Say hi to each other. Exchange recipes. I mean, you guys do that often in the chat room. So if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, you can do that right now. Chat with each other. Maybe we'll sprinkle a comment or two on the screen. Of course, you can support the series with super chat, super emoji, super stickers, all that fun stuff as well. And we say hello to everybody. We have an international audience that watches from across the United States, Canada, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, even Iceland. Still waiting for a couple people from Antarctica and the Arctic Circle to reach out. But if you have some cousins in those areas, give them a ring and tell them Jim Masters Show is on live right now. We've got an amazing guest, as I mentioned, who is joining us, and I'm really, really excited. He is a fellow New Yorker, as I am as well. You guys know, from Long Island, New York originally. And got to tell you that he has created something very special, and we're going to talk about it. And it really gives back to the community in such an extraordinary way. John Larocchia is here, and we're very excited to have him here because listen to this story. It's really going to move you. He created Laughter Saves Lives, the foundation and comedy tour. But there's a reason behind all of that. On 9/11, 2001, New York City firefighter John Larocchia lost 19 members assigned to his firehouse Haz-Mat Company, one Squad 288. And John decided that he wanted to remember his brothers lost on September 11th and continue to be lost due to 9/11 related illnesses too. It's been an ongoing scenario. Like many firefighters, John did have a side career. On his off days from the firehouse, John was also a headlining stand-up comic, radio personality as well. In 2011, he established the Laughter Saves Lives comedy tour and foundation. Now, this comedy tour and foundation is unique because it utilizes comics that are members of the fire, police, EMS, healthcare, and military communities on each and every show. They round out the show with other comics that work with major comedy clubs all across the country. The goal of the comedy tour is to make people laugh and raise money for charities and foundations related to, but not limited to, first responders, military, healthcare professionals in the areas that they visit. They do this really as a way to remember first responders lost on September 11th and because of 9/11. They want to show that laughter can change and save lives for the moment and for a lifetime. And, you know, we have talked about that often here on the Jim Masters Show Live, the importance of levity and the importance of really coming together and supporting causes that really matter. We talk about empathy and kindness and all that here on the Jim Masters Show Live. And John has really put it all together. He's a very funny guy, but he's got a big heart too. And that's one of the reasons why he wanted to do this. During the tour, they support the Laughter Saves Lives Foundation and local first responder charities as well. Before each show, the comics actually remember some of those lost by telling a story of a time one of them made you laugh or smile. And they want to show that laughter can change and save lives for the moment and for a lifetime, which is so important. They raise money by selling merchandise after the show, raffling off a few items and getting local sponsors, and try to cover all the expenses of the show through sponsorships. John headlines a lot of his shows, and he has spent, 32 years as a stand-up comic. For 21 of those years, he was a member of the Fire Department of New York. He retired in July of 2008. He also won Nation's Funniest Fireman on ABC TV's The View. Do you remember seeing that episode? John is also a national instructor teaching topics related to hazardous materials and weapons of mass destruction. And it's really beautiful work that he's doing. You know, he could be, like I always say to some of the guests when they're doing extra things and, paying it forward and going the extra mile, he could easily have his feet in the sand in Florida, swaying in a hammock with a banana colada, saying, I've done my part. But no, he's giving back in such a beautiful way. And there you go. There it is on the screen. That's their logo, gang. It's really, really cool. We'll tell you more about it. We'll tell you what's going on and how you can participate and how you can check it all out as we welcome John to the show. Again, John is really, he's a good egg. And he's been doing this for a long time, making people laugh and also, rolling up his sleeves as a firefighter for so long, paying it forward. It's in him to give back to the community and to, provide healing in so many different ways. It's really, really cool. So we got lots to chat about. We're going to have some laughs too as well. Before we do that, let me show you this terrific video that we have, which gives you a little bit of an idea of what it is that happens and the purpose of this amazing organization. We'll take a look at that, and then we'll welcome John, my very special guest, to the Jim Masters Show. Take a look at this.
This is my firehouse, and it is a house because you work with people that you grow in the love, and that's what made 9/11 so devastating. Is you love these guys, Christmas parties and picnics and all that. Here are the guys that are working now, and then we have the guys that are still riding, that never came back from 9/11, that are in the top there. When you lose so many friends, people are close to you, it was devastating. And then it hit me one day, well, everybody's saying never forget, and you're saying you're never going to forget these guys, these friends. Well, what are you going to do? Hey, I was a comic, but these guys made me laugh. What a great way to remember them, by doing comedy shows, helping cops and firemen across the country. As it's growing, it's very rewarding to get those thank yous, to see the people at the show, the kids of somebody who's lost, laughing in the audience, the wife who lost her husband on 9/11, laughing in the audience. It's a great feeling.
I lost my house April 20th and due to a house fire. I had put a notification on Facebook, and ex-chief Darnell Eason reached out to me, and he said he would like to help me raise money for my family and I to get back on our feet.
I reached out to John. We came up with a date and, a time, location to have Laughter Saves Lives come in and do a show.
You guys seem like nice people. The truth is, my wife and I, we're not really saving for a house. We're actually waiting for a house. I don't know how many stents they can put in one person.
The comedians that he brought in, I tell you, they were fantastic. I think I commented the very next day that my side literally was still hurting.
After meeting John, I never knew the extended family that I had supporting me, and my family was so awesome.
My fellow Americans, President Tony Soprano. 2 days ago, a U.S. Navy destroyer, the USS Stugatz, was patrolling the Persian Gulf in international waters, minding its own friggin' business.
There's so many different charities that John's involved with that we've helped raise money for. We did one for Autism Speaks. We did one for a service that takes firefighters to the hospital.
Fire Family Transport, we have vehicles that we get donated that we would be able to take the retired members back and forth to the hospital. So right now we have 7 vehicles that we own ourselves. There is a big expense that we have, and through John and his charity, we're able to get money, and the offshoot of that is that the comedy helps everybody.
So every year we had what I call an almost gala. This year we stepped it up a notch, and we decided to go out of the golf club and into the museum, and it's pretty cool. Joe Piscopo's here. He's going to croon. He's going to sing a few songs for us.
I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep. Just
find that I'm number one. Top of that heat.
But what's really cool about tonight, we have 2 World War II vets here that we're going to honor. And also my dad's here who just missed World War II, but he's going to go up there and say a few words about our comedy show we do every month at St. Albans Veterans Hospital. You don't believe you're going to have a son?
Not senile.
No, not senile. He's still not. Still not. He's an idiot.
And I went to the doctor, and the doctor weighs me, and he's got a fancy technical term for my weight, fat bastard.
Make them laugh, make them smile, and the comics come out on their time on a Sunday. And when they leave here, I think they all feel the same way. I did something really good.
We ran a fundraiser with John. It was very successful. The family that we helped in Belmore, they came there with an entire bus load of people to attend the comedy show because they were so appreciative of what the fund had done for them at their time of need.
When the money is donated to Friends of Firefighters, it goes to counseling those firefighters who are having a difficult time and their families. It goes to helping them overcome whatever barriers or obstacles are in their way. So when we have been given donations from Laughter Saves Lives, the money goes a long way.
What kind of show? Laughter Saves Lives! Here we go!
To become a sponsor of the Laughter Saves Lives Foundation, go right on the website, laughtersaveslives.org. We're doing some great work, and let me tell you something, laughter really does save lives. Thanks.
And there's our special guest. John, welcome to the show. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you here on the Jim Masters Show.
I tell you that I haven't watched that video from the beginning, and I'm choked up.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. The first thing I want to say is 760 shows, and you finally get to me. I couldn't have been in the top 500. It would make me feel better.
We're up to the L's, so that's what it is.
All right. And I just want you to know that I'm broadcasting from Antarctica, so you have your first guest from Antarctica.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah. I've been up here for a while doing some research. So
tomorrow night we've got Lupperwitz. He's coming on, following the L's.
And I want to say hi, Mary. Hi, Maureen. Hi, Jen.
Everybody's there. Yeah, they're all commenting. Our JMS Lovity squad. You can never have enough lovity in the world, can you, my friend?
No, you cannot. I am
telling you. So how were you able to, all these years, balance the 2 different careers that alone, one of them would be enough to knock you out as far as the demands and everything that it takes? How were you able to balance it over the years?
Balance is we all seem to have to balance, right? We're all in life. We all, especially if you want to do something extra. I got a family. I got grandkids now. I teach. Now, balancing the fire department and comedy was not too difficult because I was in Manhattan my first 10 years, and all the comedy clubs were in Manhattan. So that was pretty cool. But the balance now is psychologically. It's I need to do something to remember my guys. And I always, when I'm having a tough time doing that, I take a look at my board over here. You can't see it, but on there is the writing list for 9/11. It's who was supposed to work September 11, 2001 in the morning. My name is on there. My name is crossed out as amongst a few other people because we had to go for our medicals. And all the names that replaced us were lost on 9/11. So how do you deal with that? Like, I still struggle with it, but I knew I had to do something good because if I didn't, when I get up there, I hope I'm going up there, they're going to kick my butt. They're not with their families. I'm with mine. That's the way it goes, but do something good. And that's the basis behind the whole thing is to go out there. They made me laugh. I was not the funniest guy in the firehouse by far. People would come in and go, who's the comic? Like that guy, Tommy's funny and Terry's funny. And I'd say, you're right, but I listen to what they have to say, and then I go out on stage and get paid for it, and I use their lines, So I lost a lot of funny guys. We had a lot of tears. We had a lot of memorials. We had a lot of funerals. And you know what? I know what they would want me to do. Make people laugh. Make them laugh, right. And we need that. We need that.
Yeah.
I mean, even my weekly show every Wednesday on YouTube Live, Laughter Saves Lives Live. We have an underlying motto: interesting guests, some heroes, some people who run foundations, but interesting guests with a comedy slant, and in big bold letters that are on fire. No politics.
No politics. Yeah.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because I want people to come on and go, "Oh, that was funny. That was interesting." You know,
Right.
people are too stressed.
They are, aren't they?
Yes, and
yeah.
You know, I'm stressed too, but we need to try to focus in the areas that give us less stress.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you come from a funny household? Was there a lot of humor growing up in your household?
I did. And it came from my Constantino Larocchia came over on the boat, as they say, opened up a barbershop and then a luncheonette. My dad and my Uncle Charlie and my grandpa worked behind the counter at the luncheonette. It was my first exposure to stand-up comedy. People would line up in that store to come for lunch, not for the food. The food was all right. It's good. But I think because of the entertainment, because they always knew they were going to laugh. You know, and even to this day, my dad comes with me sometimes to St. Albans Hospital and he tells jokes to the veterans. Tells a few jokes. Great. It's great to a point. I have to pull them off the stage. 2 jokes, Dad. 2, right? and then he'll, you know, say a punchline. So that wasn't a joke. That wasn't a joke. You know, he wants to get at least 4 or 5 jokes in. But it's all good. It's all good.
Is he good with the punchline? You know, the quick joke or the long story? My Irish father, very good with the long story and then the punchline.
I'm a story guy too. I try to get quick punchlines in between. He's a story guy. I'm a clean comic, you know. And it's not because I don't really enjoy some comics that are a little, as we say, dirty, blue, right? I'll watch, I'll laugh, I'll use them on my shows, but it's not what I'm comfortable with, you know. Right. And I take pride in the fact that I can do that. In fact, people didn't know if I was clean or dirty, and they used to ask me, "Are you dirty?" And I'd go, "Well, my 5-year-old daughter can sit and watch my whole act." And then I would say, "And she has the filthiest mouth you ever heard." But it's not true. Not true.
So coming up the ranks too, focusing on the comedy side first. I mean, because you've been doing that for so many years. Yeah. Who were some of the comedians and comedians that you liked? I mean, were you a Rodney Dangerfield fan? Who were the folks that really?
I'm a silly, slapsticky type guy. I'm a silly comic, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I start off my show with saying, "Hey, you know, today we celebrated my grandmother's 102nd birthday," and the audience goes crazy. And then I go, "Well, she died when she was 70." But you know, and right off the bat, I'm silly. They can tell I'm silly, and that's who I am. You know, there's no depth to my act at all.
There's no depth.
No, there's no depth. There's no writing. There's me on there having fun. And I feel like if I'm having fun, they're having fun.
Right, exactly.
And I'll go into the audience to have fun with them, not to make fun of anybody or attack anybody. I'll can a punchline if I see something in the audience that I know I can go after and have fun with, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly. How do you describe your humor? Like you mentioned, it's clean humor, but how do you describe it?
Silly, just silly, no politics, you know, nothing. I'm not really degrading anybody other than myself. And I always tell comics, if you're bombing on stage, it's your fault. Even if it's not your fault, you need to blame yourself. Because as soon as you blame the audience, they're gone. You've totally lost them.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So
exactly. What was do you remember the very first gig you had?
Oh, I always love telling this story. The first paid gig I had. First gig I had was I was taking a class in Manhattan and I wanted to get on stage before. So I went to Chuckles in Long Island, an open mic. I got on stage and I was bombing a miserable death. And about halfway through the act, the fire alarm, there was a firehouse, thank God, right next door. And the fire alarm went off. There was a call. And I looked at the audience and I said, "I'd love to finish, but I got to go." Because I was always introduced as a firefighter. And I got my only laugh, a big laugh. And I ran out of there, right? And I'm like, "Oh, this is pretty good." And the next time was a paid gig. And I got on stage. And before I got on stage, it was a local restaurant, Nita Stein's in Middle Village, Queens. The guy was friends of the family because the luncheonette was in Queens too, and Middle Village. And he said, "How would you like to do a show for us?" And I said, wow, we'll pay you $25. You're going to pay me? Oh, my God. So I got there. It was all a bunch of drunk customers that hadn't eaten yet, 3 hours of drinking. And here's how he introduced me. Guys, before we bring out our strippers, and I went, did he just say strippers? We have a comic, right? So I go out. Nobody cared. Nobody's paying attention to me. And one guy walks right at me. He's drunk towards the bar, but he had to pass me. And he leans into the mic and he goes, you suck. And it reverberated. Suck. And I think
And did you even say hello at that point yet?
I left without my $25. And I said, I'm never doing this again. And that was how many years ago? 20, I don't know.
And I bet you had big plans for that $25.
I did.
But so how did you recover from that to be able to make it, this side career? Because for some, that would have been all it took for them to say, okay, I'm not going to deal with this for 30 years.
It's stupidity.
Was it a challenge?
It's basically.
I was going to say, was it a challenge or something?
It was kind of like, I think they really liked me. They just didn't know how to show it.
Right. It's them. It's them, not me.
Yeah. I enjoy making people laugh.
Yeah.
I'm not the funniest guy out there, but I enjoy it, And I find that if you're enjoying it up there and you're making people laugh, and let me tell you something, especially after 9/11, very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Very therapeutic. The first time I got on stage after 9/11, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew that if I didn't get back on stage, I may never get back on stage.
Yeah, right.
So I stood up there, and they always introduced me as a New York City firefighter. And they introduced me, and the place gave me a standing ovation. And I didn't know what to do. I don't deserve this standing ovation. What are they doing? So I looked at them and I said, you know what? I'll accept that for my guys who can't.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And then I went into my act. And I go, oh, man, okay.
Yeah.
I got it. And that's how I got back to doing it.
Yeah. So you've been doing it a long time. I mean, it's really cool that you've been doing it.
Some people see my act and they say, enough. Oh, you've been doing this a long time. Enough.
Is that just the family or?
Mostly the family. But you know what? The foundation.
And then that guy across the street, too. He's a little crazy.
The foundation has brought me so much new energy. The comedy tour and the foundation. Because we're doing shows now with heart. We're doing shows to raise money. The last check that we sent, we didn't do a show for him, sent the 2 checks, was for, I got a call. I teach all over the country. Get a call from a guy who works in the morgue in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a buddy of mine. He says, John, we got a firefighter, Lafayette, Louisiana, young kid, has cancer, is going to lose his leg. 2 young children, active firefighter. What can you do for him? We did an online show. Didn't go over that well. We sent him a check. Then we sent him another check and to pay his car payment. A few weeks ago, he passed away.
Oh, wow.
And we sent another check to help pay for the funeral expenses and medical bills.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff we do in memory of my guys. And now, I told you when we got on the air, I'm burnt from last 9/11. I ran a ceremony downtown on 9/11 and just never got over it. Been in and out of depressions and whatever. So I said, I can't do it this year. I can't put on the uniform. I can't do it. And so I decided for my teaching, I taught out in Kent, Ohio. I'm driving to Kent on the 12th of September. And on the 13th, we're doing a show to raise money. I don't remember the organization, but it's on the website, for an organization that buys coats for kids in the winter who do not have coats. I'm doing this as a way to remember my guys. We're going to buy coats for kids as a way to remember my guys lost on 9/11 and because of 9/11. That to me is so cool. And that's my 9/11 this year. That's all I can do this year. But just the ride itself is going to do so much good for me. Just to get out of the city, not answer the phone, and go meet these people and do something really cool.
That was a day that so many of us remember. Everybody can remember where they were, and especially, if you are in the New York tri-state area where we are, and of course in DC and in Pennsylvania, you'll remember. Everybody will know somebody that was affected by it. How have you worked through it? Is it through laughter? Is it through comedy? Is it making others smile and providing healing
Well,
through the organization that helps you sort of heal as well, John?
I'm gonna answer that question. I just want to add something from before. We want to be able to leave a town and pay for somebody's mortgage, some firefighter, cop, veteran, healthcare worker who's struggling due to a tragedy, who's not in the spotlight. The money's not coming in. And the only way I'm ever going to be able to do that is to land some major sponsors. So if anybody out there has a whole lot of bucks and says, man, I love what John is doing, we'd love to hear from you. So that was a cheap plug there. Your question was, the therapy, talk to people. When you go through any kind of death or anything that's tragic, I went to therapy. The FDNY and the World Trade Center program was awesome. Every day somebody came to our firehouse, since we lost the most of any firehouse in the city. And I continued that therapy until they pretty much said, you're good, you're okay. But then I went back to it. So therapy and the comedy and seeing family members in the audience laugh who lost somebody on 9/11. So cool. We're doing a show, our 9/11 show. I have a few of the family members calling in. We're going to talk about a time that somebody that was lost because of 9/11 made us laugh or smile. That's what I did my first show, my first radio show. I lost my partner on 9/11, Tom Gardner, who was my co-host on my radio show. How do I go back and do that show without him? And it took me a while, and I called his wife and I said, what do you think? You think he would want me to do it? And she goes, go for it. And I went into the studio and I got a few comics to come with me because I said, I may end up crying in the corner. And I called the station. I said, give me 2 hours. Bump the show before me if you can. You got it. And as I got into the studio, I go, what am I going to do? Like, typical me, like, what am I going to do? And then I said, we're going to have people call in, tell us a time that someone who was missing made you laugh or smile.
Yeah.
Phones rang for 2 hours.
Wow.
We never got phone calls, 1 or 2 calls. It was usually my wife bring home milk. Phones rang for 2 hours. So that's pretty much what I continue to do is try to raise money for cool charities, help different charities. Like we have a big show coming up in Long Island. So we're working with 4 cool charities. Listen to this. Fight for Firefighters. They build ramps for disabled firefighters and their family.
Cool.
30 guys come in. One day, a professional. I am terrible banging nails.
Yeah.
Right? They say to me, John, keep sending us checks. Stay away from the site. Don't come near the site. Don't mess up this freaking ramp. Send us money. General needs. They buy basic needs for homeless and needy veterans. Shoes, boots, sneakers, basic stuff for our veterans, which we shouldn't have to do, but we do it. They had the Pendergast Fund in Long Island. They assist Long Island volunteer firefighters who have sick children and high medical bills. Those are some of the charities we work with on a regular basis, including Laughter Saves Lives, and then we'll send a check, like I said, to that Louisiana Lafayette firefighter.
That's so cool. That
Very
really
therapeutic
is.
to do this stuff. It feels great. It feels great. And knowing that I'm doing it in memory of my guys feels great.
So how do you determine who you help? Do organizations reach out to you? How do you? There's so many
hard.
people in need.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
In the individual we try to find charities with a similar mission.
Yeah.
And then the individuals that we help, usually I get a phone call. Hey, listen, I'm on Facebook a lot.
Yeah.
I'm on different groups that firefighters. I'll see a case. I'll reach out. Hey, no, he's doing good. Whatever. Sometimes they'll tell me, hey, he doesn't need any help. We're doing good. And other times we helped a firefighter outside of Dallas who was electrocuted. Was in therapy for 3 years. His every muscle in his body contorted. So he couldn't work. Bad back. He got blown across the room when he got electrocuted. We went out. We did a show. Raised money. Came home. A few weeks later, I called him. How you doing? I said, let me make another car payment for you. Wow. And he said the most powerful thing that anybody has ever said to me. He said, John, you don't know how much I needed this money today. Because firefighters, cops, but they will not let you know. Most of them, they have such pride. He goes, you don't know how much I needed this money today. Then he paused and he said, you're making a difference. And I went, oh my God, we're doing it. You know, it just hit me because if you know anything about running a foundation, it's a lot of work. It's a lot. And you don't step back enough and go, wow, look what we just did. And I said, we're doing it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. That's incredible, huh?
Yeah, it was really cool. Really cool.
So tell us about the years of being a firefighter. I mean, is that in the family too? Do you have firefighters in the family?
No.
You were the first one.
I was the first one, and it was a weird. I am afraid of heights, not too good with smoke, really not a brave guy, all right? So I had an accounting degree. A friend of mine said, man, John, you are so physical playing sports. You love being around people. Why don't you become a firefighter? And I said, because they run into burning buildings, Gene. Isn't that a good enough reason not to be a firefighter? So I started looking at it. And every firefighter I asked, hey, you like the job? They never said they liked it. They always said they love it. Great job. Love it. Love it. So I started working out for the test. Said, what a challenge. I'll work out, you know. Took the test, passed the physical, passed the written. Now they call me for the psychological, passed that. Now they call me and said that the academy starts on such and such a date. I'm like, oh my God, now what do I do? I mean, this isn't me, you know? So I said, you know what? I'm going to go through the academy. What an experience, you know? Made it through the academy. Signed me to my first firehouse. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do this until I figure out what I want to do. 21 years later. I mean,
all these years later, huh? Now, if you were to have to retake the psychological, do you think you'd still pass it, or?
I'm glad you picked that up. You're very astute, my friend. You know, I retired in July 2008. Still teaching around the country, but you know, my passion is the foundation now and the comedy tour. And we started the new Heroes Tour, which you mentioned up front.
Yeah,
we're trying to assist cops, firemen, military, healthcare workers now, teachers who do stand-up comedy, who are funny. They got to be funny. Could only be for 5 minutes. That's fine.
But still, yeah.
And if we need to round out the show with a slamming headliner who works Atlantic, we'll do that to make the show strong. All the shows are strong, but I truly believe in helping. Oh, look, my dad just called me. I truly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's called. He is his name. I truly believe.
Giovanni or
Giovanni. Giovanni.
Because I asked him, is there a John Senior? And he goes, Giovanni.
Giovanni, we call him. That's his birth name. So
it's his birthday?
That's his birth name.
Oh, birth name. Yeah.
Giovanni. Nobody calls him that anymore. Giovanni.
Yeah.
And I love putting up a new comic who's never worked a big room before. They're working the open mics, comics watching comics. It's horrible.
Yes.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And to put them up in front of a slamming audience and look at the click on stage when they get that first laugh, a real big laugh, it's almost as good as me getting a laugh. You know what I mean? To watch somebody else live that moment. And I've done that for a few people, and we'll continue to do that for people to help newer comics.
You know, that's what's cool. That's what it's all about. I mean, so if folks want to learn more, they can go, of course, to the website, which
LaughterSavesLives.org. Please watch us, Laughter Saves Lives live on YouTube and Facebook every Wednesday night. In fact, this Wednesday we're doing a special show that I'm recording. It's our 9/11 show.
Yeah.
I have on a few special guests who lost somebody on 9/11 or because of 9/11.
Yeah.
And in fact, Tommy, my buddy I mentioned before, his daughter is going to be on. We're going to talk about a time they made us laugh or smile. And then my final guest, which is unbelievable, Becky Shaver, a gospel singer from Texas, who after 9/11, a few months after, needed to do something for New York. She made the song "Angel in the Arms of the Angel" by Sarah McLachlan.
Yes, Sarah McLachlan.
She redid the words a little bit, and she made a CD. Sent up. Just have to have it on my desk. Sent up. I don't know how many copies. 500 copies. And the commissioner called her back and said, "Please, can you send us more?"
Yeah.
So she sent more. Then she got on a bus and left Texas, Dallas, Texas, drove across the country, stopping at fire departments and singing the song. came to New York and sang in every firehouse that lost a firefighter, a bunch of funerals. She, for 3 days, got whisked around the city by police and went back and has never been back.
Wow.
Never been back to New York in 21 years. She is going to close the show with that song.
It's such a great song, really is. You know, like you say, the goal of the comedy tour is to make people laugh, raise money for charities and foundations related to, but not limited just to, first responders, military, healthcare.
We'll do a show for anyone. We'll do a show for anyone. The
Yeah.
only thing I ask is that we put up the Laughter Saves Lives backdrop, and we're going to laugh tonight in memory of my guys. And I ask if I could sell my shirts. I could have did a shameless plug. Sell my shirts. This is the golf shirt. To raise some money for the charity. Yeah, I got one of the other shirts right here. On the back of the shirt is the guys from Haz-Mat My Company that were lost on 9/11 in the steps. And Dennis Carey is in the cornice. That is what he did as a side job. And my buddy Tommy Gardner, you can see him on the ladder. He was a hockey player, so he doesn't have a hook. He has a hockey stick. And just another way to remember the guys. People are walking around with these shirts all over the country.
Who designed the logo? It's really nice.
Isn't the logo cool?
Yes.
That logo was designed by Diana Cardona, who passed away this year.
Did
and
she
we're going
really?
to add a DC to the bottom of the logo in memory of her.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a cool logo.
That
Yeah,
really-
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, you know, it's very true. We talk about it a lot here on the show. I mean, I always look for making people laugh and making them feel good and inspiring them is one of my favorite things to do professionally and off the air. Obviously, that's what you love to do as well, my friend. And there's nothing better when you can get a smile on somebody's face, and laughter really is healing on so many different levels. And sometimes it can be life-saving because, you know, it can turn things around if somebody's really down and depressed. There's a lot of people right now who are suffering, and now we've had this pandemic come upon us, and that threw a whole other monkey wrench our way. Have you also found, even though the thrust has been tied into 9/11, has the pandemic now also sort of made its way into what you're doing as well?
Hammered comedy. The pandemic hammered. There was no live shows. We were doing stuff on the comedy shows on the air like this. I even did a drive-through stand-up comedy show where people with comics drove into my driveway. You know, we were trying to do everything to keep our spirits up, to keep people's spirits up. And I have to commend so many comics who did so much great work during the pandemic on you know, StreamYard and Zoom and whatever. It was very tough for comics, and it's so cool to you know, be back out there doing comedy.
You still stay in touch with a lot of the folks from the fire department?
You know, that you're the first one that asked me that question. I meet with a bunch of retired guys once a month for breakfast. A lot of them worked with me during 9/11. I am in touch with a lot of, I hate to still call them widows, the children. So yes, but also like there are some of them that their only contact with me after 9/11 was that I was there for the funeral. I helped run the funeral. So I don't push those relationships because I almost feel like, in a way, it's going to bring back the worst time of their life. Not that I'm, you know, but when was the first time they met me? At their husband's funeral, at their dad's funeral. That's got to be hard. You know, here comes John Larocchia. Oh, yeah. So I have some ongoing relationships. Yes. Yes.
That's great. That's fantastic.
In fact, my best friend's wife, Tommy Gardner, who I lost at 9/11, she recently had she's doing such great work with art therapy, because after 9/11, art therapy was great for her kids.
Oh, yeah. Art therapy is terrific.
Yeah, she became an art therapist. And she had a showing of different art that she did. Had nothing to do with therapy. And we went to the opening, my wife and I, and her daughter was there. And we hadn't seen her in a few years, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
So what's been the response overall to this whole idea of the foundation and the comedy tour? I bet it's surprised you in a positive way on so many different levels, John, huh?
Yeah, you know, I'm very conscious of not using 9/11 as a way to get my own name out there and whatever. And I battle with that, like just this interview, just this interview. I want people to know about the foundation or whatever, but is somebody going to go, oh, I want to hire John as a stand-up comic? So I battle with that a lot. And I think I am doing the right thing. I've had a few people who, didn't want to be on a show because of their relationship with 9/11, and I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah.
Some other firemen who maybe do some comedy. Hey, you want to be on the show? We're doing, and I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And I go, fine. I get it. I get it. So to me, I've met so many cool people around the country. We've done shows in Florida. We've done shows in Colorado. Like I said, we're going to Ohio. It's been really great.
So if we got some folks watching right now that are sort of down in the dumps, maybe, who knows, because we have an international audience watching live and some commenting, but some watch this live or they watch it later. What would be a few things, observations about the craziness of life maybe that will make them chuckle a little bit that you might want to share with us now to get us through the day?
Well, the first thing is there's so many funny comics on YouTube. You're a little down, you want to watch. I mean, I got into he just passed away. Oh my God. I'm going blank right now. I never was into this comic, but after he passed away, I started watching his Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
No, he was a little controversial at times.
Yes, right.
I started watching his videos and I'm like, oh my God, this guy was funny. And I was depressed one night and I started watching. So it brings you out of it. Watch some of my videos on YouTube. I would be honored if you wrote me and said, John, I was a little down in the dumps. So it's very hard to be put on the spot and say, make people laugh, but I could say this might be kind of funny. I was quarantined in my basement for 3 weeks. And because my wife told me, she's a nurse, to quarantine. Now I need a hearing aid. We have a refrigerator down in the basement. She was told me to go get a tangerine. And I thought she said quarantine. I was down here for 3 weeks. And she didn't say anything because it was quiet up there, She opened the door and put a chicken cutlet on the stairs and locked the door. I was happy.
And that was it.
I would a good chicken cutlet. We could stay down there for a month, She put some soup on the stairs for me. No bowl. It would roll down like a slinky, but I'd lap it up. Delicious. So, I went through that. And I had to buy a refrigerator during COVID. Curbside service. I didn't know what curbside service was. I thought you went to the store, you stood on the curb, you ordered the refrigerator.
Right.
No, it means they leave it on your curb. My refrigerator was in my driveway for 4 months. I just ran an extension cord. Like the joggers would come by and fill their water. They love me. But,
When you opened it up, was there a body in it or?
Nobody. Nobody. Just the joggers loved me. The joggers loved me.
And a lot of melted ice cream.
I have grandchildren. 6-year-old grandson.
You just came back from Jones Beach on the island, right?
Go bring a 6-year-old to Jones Beach and watch running and kicking sand on people and people wanting to kill you. But he said to his friends, I pick him up at school 2 days a week. He calls me Grandbabs, not Grandpa. I want to be called Grandbabs because they're not as old. Feels not as old. Grandbabs, he says to his friends in front of me, was a New York City fireman. 6 years old. And all the kids were like, wow. And then he looks at them and he goes, but now he's old. Well, thanks, kid. Thanks, kid.
Do you see some comedic genes being passed down?
Oh, absolutely.
You
do. You can't. Oh, my grandfather, my kids are so much funnier than I'll ever be, especially my one daughter. So funny. They put me right in my place. I'm just, I can't even respond,
What is it about you? Obviously, I think we both know, but there is something about coming from the New York area in terms of just the comedy, the dryness, the quick wit, the observation of the idiosyncrasies and nuttiness of life and being able to turn that into comedy. What do you think for you, how has being of the New York area enhanced your comedy? And what is that little extra sauce you think that exists in the comedy because of coming from New York?
Hey, Pam just subscribed to my YouTube. Thanks, Pam. That was very nice. Yeah, New Yorkers are in your face. I always tell people go, I don't want to go to New York. New Yorkers are very nice. You just need to be in their face and ask them for help. They will walk right past you. You're laying on the floor. They may jump over you, look at the phone. But if you lay on the floor, you look up, you go, hey, I need some help. They will stop and help you. So my family is a lot of my humor is based on my family, being Italian, being a firefighter, being a grandpa, being a parent.
Did you grow up in Brooklyn or Queens?
I grew up in Queens, in Middle Village, Queens.
Middle Village, yeah.
Like I said before, my dad owned the luncheonette with my grandpa and my uncle, and that was my first exposure to stand-up comedy. People would come in there and they'd make them laugh. They'd do silly things by the counter to make them laugh.
Yeah. To get through the day, too. You had to get through the day, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Getting through the day.
What
is your ultimate goal for the foundation and the comedy tour? Do you have an ultimate goal?
My ultimate goal, I can't remember if I said this before we went on. My ultimate goal is to make a real difference in somebody's life who's struggling due to a tragedy, who's not in the news. It's not something where the money is rolling in. A cop gets shot, a fireman gets hurt. The money starts rolling in. It's all over the news. But we want to help people. That's not the case. So I want to be able to turn around and go, hey, give me your mortgage for the next year. Let me really take some stress. Every day you've responded and tried to help people, and we're out there. Let's make a difference in this healthcare worker's life, this responder's life, this veteran's life,
right?
And pay a mortgage for a year. Holy crap. How would that feel, right? Walking away from that, bro, we got your mortgage, or broette, right? Broette, we got your mortgage for the next year. Wow, right?
Yeah.
Man, that would be cool.
I tell you, it's really absolutely amazing. It's incredible. And so again, coming up with the tour, remind us of what's coming up and things of that nature that you're excited about.
The shows that we have coming up now are all Ohio on September 13th is Everett. Go online if you want to come.
There it is. There.
On the website, laughtersaves.org. We have October 26th in Long Island for the bunch of charities. We have a show in Manhattan on November 9th. That one is just for Laughter Saves Lives. A business organization is making it a night out.
Oh, cool.
Us. Yep. And we're also going to work with that night Friends of Firefighters and Fire Flag, which is the FDNY's LBGQT organization. They're coming out. So we've worked with them before. It's going to be a great night. It's in Manhattan.
Was that a pun intended? They're coming out?
No. No, that was not, but I will write that down. Hold on.
Write that down.
Yes, I will write that. They would like that. So, look on the website. All the shows are going to be on the website. We hope to get out to L.A. Two more things. We're working on a docuseries.
Oh, very cool.
We do shows not mostly in comedy clubs, not in theaters, VFW halls, volunteer firehouses, moose lodges, this whole underground comedy circuit. And we're making a docuseries on the organizations we support. We're interviewing people at those shows, the veteran who's there.
That's awesome.
Really cool. And then we have a screenplay that we're working on called A Time to Laugh Again. And it's based on my life pre 9/11, what I went through on 9/11, and how did we start laughing again? When was the time?
That's right. You always got to come back to the laughter. And somebody that knew that always pops in towards our latter part of the show. Mr. George Burns is with us.
Hey, the best.
That's it. I tell you, with his cigar and his red pocket square, and he loves everything. He loves everything you're talking about, and and he says that you're knocking it out of the park with what you're doing, which is really cool.
Thank you, George.
And you got God on your side too, because remember he played God in the movies.
That's right. we had a ventriloquist in Long Island, Vince D'Antona. He was.
I love ventriloquism. That's a dying art, isn't it? I love it.
Yes, yeah. He was a Vietnam veteran, tunnel rat in Vietnam. He was a ventriloquist, the nicest guy. He passed away a few years ago, but he did my Firehouse Christmas show one year, and I walked into the TV room to let them know he had 15 minutes before he was going on, and George, the dummy, looked at me and said, "Listen. He was out late last night. I'm not going to wake him yet." And I went, okay. And I walked out of the room, and my buddy Tommy Gardner, who we lost looked at me and he goes, "You know he's a dummy, right?" I go, "I don't know. He said he's not ready. He's sleeping. What am I?" So Yeah, George Burns just reminded me of Vincent George.
Who were some of your favorite comedians? Did you have a list?
Romano right from the start.
Yeah.
Ray Romano. I loved Ray Romano. I worked with him once in the basement of a pizzeria in Forest Hills, Queens.
Of course.
Ray grew up in Forest Hills. I grew up in Middle Village, which is kind of right next door. We both fed into the same high school. Ray didn't go to that high school, but a lot of his friends did, who I became friends with. So Ray was always a favorite of mine. And people say you remind us of Ray Romano. You sound like him.
Yes, right. Yeah.
So Ray was always a favorite of mine. Jay Leno was special to me because I flew out to LA to get away a few months after 9/11. I went out to San Clemente and I went to drop a video off at one of the comedy clubs, and Jay Leno performed there every Sunday night. So they asked me to come back to meet Jay. And I met Jay, and he's out in the street, and we're talking, and I go, Jay, have a good show, and I start walking away. And he goes, hey, John. That's my Jay Leno invitation. Hey, John, you want to come to the show tomorrow? Come on, VIP seats. And I looked at him and I said, Jay, I got to be honest. I think the show sucks, right? And he looked at me for a second like, and then he goes, come on, you want to come? I said, of course I want to come. And we had a ball. I gave him one of those shirts. Gave him one of those Laugh to Save Lives shirts.
Wow. That's cool, huh? That's great, Did you like Dangerfield, Rodney?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
He's from the island too. I heard he was from Babylon.
Was he from the island?
Babylon.
Or Brooklyn? He was from Babylon?
I heard Babylon. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I know he used to work at Pips in Brooklyn a lot. That was that old famous comedy club where a lot of the old timers got started. Pips, I was there like 2 or 3 times. There was more smoke in that club than any fire I ever responded to. I used to come home, my wife would then go near me, get in the shower.
She could smell it right away from a mile away, right? Huh?
Horrible.
What did you love about being a firefighter? What are some of the moments that stand out for you? Because, we have some relatives, cousins that are in the New York Fire Department as well, and on the island too. And it takes a certain something to run towards it versus running away from it. And you made your life running towards it.
Like I said, I wasn't that brave. So I overcame a lot to become a firefighter. And I was very proud. Always did my job. But let me tell you something. If you're not afraid of running into a fire, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only way you're going to be able to protect yourselves and others is to respect the fear, right? So I'm not going to sit here and tell you, man, I was a hero and I ran into fires. Yeah, I went into fires, but I always was like, wow, this is hot. This is kind of sucky. Let's do our job and get out of here, So being a firefighter, I overcame a lot, and I met a lot of brave guys, a lot of smart guys, a lot of funny guys who I had never met. And let me tell you something. It's like no other job. I'm sorry. You can make $50 million a year, and you will never experience this job, what it's like to go to a fire with your brothers and sisters and say, we're going to work together. Even if you were fighting, even if you didn't like it, doesn't matter. You get there, you work as a team.
Right.
And hey, I'm moving tomorrow. And you're going to have 20 guys at the house. You better have pizza and beer, but you're going to have 20 guys at the house. No other job like that.
What was, if you look back at the career, what was probably one of the largest events you had to go to as far as a fire, things of that nature?
Well, 9/11 obviously was the largest.
Yeah.
I responded from home after the second plane hit. That was the largest. But there were so many fires that after they're over, you're like, I was lucky. I did okay. I was a probie, which is the first year, and I climbed a ladder to the roof of a building. And the first thing they tell you is to put your hook to make sure the roof is there. Bang your hook, bang your hook, bang your hook, bang the hook. Got off the ladder, kind of fell, and forgot to put on my face piece. So I'm struggling to put it on, and I feel myself losing it. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm working 3 months and I'm going to be
already. Yeah.
And thank God the senior guy climbed the ladder, jumped up on the roof, grabbed me, said, I got you, Proby, and put the mask on. I had a similar experience the other way with a very senior lieutenant going down a basement in a shoe store, Midtown Manhattan. And he looked at the two of us and he said, stay at the top of the stairs. I'm just going to go down and see what's going on. went down the stairs. It must have been like 2 minutes, felt like 20 minutes. I looked at the other guy and I go, we got to go down.
Yeah.
So we just threw on a mask
Yeah.
and he comes charging up the stairs,
Yeah.
knocks us both over, totally disoriented, right? Didn't have his mask on because a lot of the old timers, they wouldn't put it on until, and we grabbed him. We got the mask on. We got him out of the store. And after that day, he had such respect for me. Like before that day, I was the new probie,
Yeah. Yeah. Got to test you.
Yeah. And I was kind of proud of that moment,
So then after that fire at the shoe store, once he sort of accepted you, would you say you're pretty much a shoo-in?
Oh.
Write that down.
No, that's okay. I'll pass on that one. But
no copay involved.
Yeah.
And what is it you love about comedy? You talk about firefighting, and what is it about comedy? What does it do for you when you're making people laugh, John?
Meeting the people in the audience
Yeah.
before and after the show. I enjoy. A lot of comics will talk to the audiences before or after the show.
Right.
I have more fun before and after the show, I think, than actually getting on stage. Because I'll sell my shirts sometimes after the shows and hang out and talk to people before the show. They don't know I'm one of the comics yet. I may start talking to people outside the club and, oh, who are you coming to see? And, I love that. I love the people.
And the family too. They're loving it too, I'm sure, huh?
My family?
Kids, yeah, the grandkids.
Oh, they think I'm so funny. They're proud of me. I've been doing it for so long. It's second nature,
Merlin in Canada. She says Rodney was born in Deer Park, New York. Deer Park, Long Island, 1921.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I got family there too, huh? So it's Labor Day weekend coming up at the time of this live show. What do you got planned? You're going to be relaxing, hot dogs, hamburgers. You got work to do. What's happening in your household?
Well, my daughter's coming back from college for the weekend, so that's cool.
Oh, great. What's she studying?
She wants to save the planet, environmental sciences. She's
good
awesome.
Area. Yeah.
She's awesome. My other daughter is a psych nurse. So
another good area.
Like people always say, a friend of mine is a comic, and he says, "Oh, I have two
again."
John Kitzoli used to tell the show, "I have two beautiful kids, and the other one." but my other one is great. He's not in any of those fields, but he gave me my two grandchildren, and they're the best. I mean, they're the best. So I'm going to be hanging out.
What are their names?
Block party. Lily in Virginia after my mom. And, well, this is the name that I gave Vincent. Vincent Frank Bachagaloop Skunjil Larocchia III, but it's really just Vincent Frank Larocchia.
Now, could you do that same thing with your left hand?
No, I cannot. I cannot.
That is terrific. You're the best, John. This really is, congratulations.
Thanks.
You're really giving back. You've been giving back all your life through your career and, putting smiles on people's faces. It really is a fantastic organization. And when I first heard about it, when I was approached about having you on, I said, absolutely. Number one, he's from New York. Score. Number two, Long Island. Score two. And of course, what he's doing, and he makes people laugh.
Now, when somebody approached you, was that show number 250? And you go, yeah, we'll have him, but he's got to earn it. He's got to come back on 760.
I'll meet you at the diner at exit 59, and we'll talk about it. unless you want to go to White Castle.
No, that's how we end our show every week. We're going to the diner.
Oh yeah, so many.
And watch us. Laughter Saves Lives. Live. Every Wednesday at 8.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, we had last week we had Donnie Most from Happy Days.
Oh, he's great, isn't he? He was a guest on our show too, and he's funny.
Nice
He's from New York too, originally. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Tell us about. We always do a little person to person. Edward R. Murrow. We're coming to the home now on Long Island of John here. Tell us about the room that you're in.
This is my dirty basement, but it really isn't. This is my backdrop. Everybody has a green screen backdrop. It looks like a dirty basement, but that's my green screen. So I'm down the basement with my elliptical. I took the dirty laundry off of it before I came on the air. This is where my
that's a green screen. That's not. There's a wall behind you.
That is a dirty basement green screen. You would think it. Oh my God, why didn't he clean up the basement? This is a green screen. that people are asking me for. We're selling these online now. Dirty base. No, it's not a green screen. It is not a green screen. This is the picture of my partner, Tommy Gardner, who I lost on 9/11. This is the radio show we used to do, by the way. So I'm down in the basement in my tiny little house in Belmore, Long Island.
Is that your FDNY hat in front of the picture too?
That was one of my FDNY hats, and then we have the new item.
You got to see his chair, folks. Another guest chair.
That's a very expensive chair. Very expensive.
Nice chair.
And well, I shouldn't have got up. I got my shorts on. Shoot. Here's our hats. You know, when I do my TV show, we call it a TV show because we want to sound more. Yeah. When I do my TV show, the engineer owner, he says, "Man, you walk in here like you just rolled out of bed. Like you're the most comfortable host we have."
That's what it is.
I gotta be myself.
Yeah,
I am who I am.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about, my friend. Well, continued success. Let's definitely stay in touch. You know, we're just across the sound from one another, and I think what you're doing is a beautiful thing. And
if you want to sponsor a show, Jim Masters, near you for a wonderful organization, whatever you support, we'll come out with some comics and we'll have a ball.
I'm going to spread the word. Absolutely. I'm going to definitely do that. And
Cool.
Before we head out, what are some of those continued, sometimes I ask the guests, what are some of the continued blessings and joys in your life that, like I said in the beginning, you know, you've done enough already. You could have your feet in the sand with a banana colada, swinging in a hammock in South Beach.
Jim. You know, there's time for that. I was at the beach today for an hour, you know, so there's time to do those things, and there's time for all of us to do a little good. If we all do a little bit, right, no matter what it is, you get more back. I tell people, like, you saw the video, the comics go to the St. Albans Veterans Hospital.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many comics go, "Oh my God, that was the greatest show I've ever done."
Yeah.
They fall asleep on us. These guys are on meds, but wheeling, and I make the comics go get them. Go to the fourth floor and get whoever, and then wheel them down and talk to them. So that's my blessings, my grandchildren, my family, but being able to do this work and do shows like that and help people, there's nothing better. I mean, we're going to buy coats for kids who are not going to have coats this winter. We're going to do that. That's such a great feeling.
It is, you know? Isn't it? Yeah.
And it's a nice thing to do. It's a great thing to do. But when I'm driving home, I'm going to be like, wow, what an experience this was.
Has the organization, has the foundation been recognized? Has it received awards, accolades, honors because of the work?
We're a little foundation that could, but I want to say yes. The Johnny Mack Foundation last year, John McNamara died of 9/11 cancer. His wife started a beautiful foundation. We have worked with them on different things. And she recognized me at her golf outing as a charity, recognized the work that we do.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
I got this beautiful axe from the FDNY, which means a lot to me. My own guys, the fire commissioner, for doing a show in Manhattan. I'm in my shorts again.
He's not just in his shorts. He's also barefoot too.
Forgive me, people.
He just came from the beach. He just came from the beach.
I just got out of the pool. I went to the pool. This is the axe that they gave me. Is this awesome? Right? For doing a show for them in Manhattan. Geez, thank God I had my...
that is really nice, huh? What a generous gift that is. Award of distinction. That is really nice.
Really cool.
Well earned, my friend.
To recognize me means a lot to me.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I would imagine, you know, once a firefighter, always a firefighter. Whenever you hear like the siren go off, or you see something, or you just learn about something going on, do you still have that urge to jump or that urge to find out what's happening?
There's something to be said about that feeling of responding to an emergency, to a fire. It's pretty exciting when you're in the truck. Maybe it's the middle of the night. Maybe you just woke up from a sound sleep and you're responding. And a lot of times it's nothing. But if you're sitting in the back of the fire truck, at least in the FDNY they do this, and the officer gets a word that it's a real deal, it's a real fire or a real emergency, what he does is he bangs on the glass between the front, the cab, and the back. So he'll bang on it, bam, 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 and that means we're going to work, right? So that feeling is unbelievable. I'll stop. Car accident coming back from Binghamton, dropped my daughter off the other day. It was a car accident, and a few guys got out of the car and were working on the patient.
Yeah.
And I noticed that they were exposed to traffic because the traffic was still going. So I took my car and I put it across the lanes, started directing traffic. The cop comes along and he goes, "Hey, were you a witness?" I go, "No, I just stopped to direct traffic." He goes, "All right, thanks. You could take up." And then I just took up.
That's,
So
that's
yeah.
beautiful. Just making sure that things are okay. And
You want to make sure the people that are helping somebody else don't get hit by a car flying by.
now we did receive a memo that you had said that you were going to, for purposes of the visual nature of what we do with our series, you were going to slide down a pole barefoot in your shorts for the audience, one of those fire poles. Did you want to bring it out of your closet now, or?
I'll send you a video. I think I got up enough.
I'll send you.
I told you from the very beginning. Here, I've been on The View. I've been on Channel 5.
Nation's funniest fireman on The View. Now, is Barbara Walters on when you were on?
Bob was still on. January 2001.
2001. Okay. I remember seeing it. Yeah.
January 2001.
Meredith Vieira.
Vieira. Joy. What's her name? She's so attractive. Anyway.
Debbie Matenopoulos?
No, before her. Anyway, I show up and they're bringing it was like an internet vote. So all your friends would vote. It was, it wasn't really legit, so to speak. I think I was the funniest anyway, but I won. But the thing is,
now you're telling us it's not legit after we made the graphic?
If people voted. It wasn't like the panel voted. And I won funniest firefighter, but I got October 2001 to go to Jamaica. I won a trip for 2.
Did you really?
9/11 hit September 2000.
Yeah.
So I never went. So I wrote to them whatever later. Hey, they extended it. I still never went. I never went. So I never go. So I thought it'd be cool if I got back on the show and I told them the story. I bet you they would send me. But I can't do that.
You said you were on Channel 5 as well in New York, Fox 5?
Yes, I was on with Bob Scotto.
Rosanna, yes, sure. Yeah.
They brought me out there and didn't give me
Good Day New York.
Huh?
Good Day New York.
In the morning, big show.
Yeah.
And I was excited. And they brought me out there and I'm sitting next to Rosanna. She's not looking at me. She's looking at a phone. And I go, "Rosanna, where should I look? Like, which camera?" And she does this. "Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest, he's a New York City fighter." I'm like, "Oh my God." And as I have my stupid phone out there, so everybody in the firehouse is busting my chops, calling me while I'm on the air. Thank God it was on silent, but
Tell the audience about the story you told me before we went live about the guy that was introducing you, and he with your name trying to
yes, my first paid gig, you mean? Yeah. My first paid gig, Nita Stein's, Middle Village, Queens, is where I grew up. He hires me $25, my first time getting paid. Is that the one? Right?
Yes, and he thinks you're with the police department.
His holiday show. So he invites me down, about 30 to 40 guys drinking, mostly German, just drinking, not paying attention to anything, waiting. And he comes backstage. He goes, "You're on soon." And I go, "Oh my God, I was really nervous, So he goes out, he grabs the microphone. He goes, "All right, guys, before we bring out our fireman comic, we have some strippers." And I went, "What?"
Yeah.
What? And the guy, nobody paid attention to me. They're waiting for the strippers. And one guy walked right towards me to go to the bar, and he leaned into the mic and he went, "You suck."
Oh, that one you told in the beginning. It's that other one where the guy said you were with the police force. He botched your name. The kid that was introducing you on stage. And he did.
Recent. This is New Year's. Last New Year's.
That just happened?
This has just happened. Yes, tells you what a big act I am. So I'm waiting to go on, and this kid who's emceeing, I knew a kid, so he's a little nervous. And he says, he didn't even ask me for my introduction. I go, "Bro, you need an introduction." So he goes on. He gets a ripped piece of paper towel with a Sharpie. It's all like smudging. And he writes down, "Laughter saves lives, John Larocchia." So he goes out there, he goes, all right, I'm going to bring out your first act. This guy saves laughter. He was a police officer. Let's hear it for. Then he turns and looks at me and he goes, what's your name? And I had a second mic. So I went, John Larocchia. I walked down the stage and I said, come on, let's hear it for MC. What an introduction. Beautiful, nice job. Really prepared. Very nice,
Boost him up, right? Boost him up.
I had fun with it. What are you going to do?
That's
it.
The
last time somebody screws up my name.
Yeah, you got to roll with it. You got to roll with it.
Who am I? Who am I? Left hand. Who am I?
Who am I? You ever do both hands? It gets back off when he does both hands, folks. When he does both hands, you might want to step back. Well, we got to keep back 500 feet, right?
That's right. That's right.
That's what the sticker says on the back of the truck.
Yeah.
What is it about the 500 feet? That measurement.
That's been around forever because they don't want people tailgating the truck. It's not, I don't.
Yeah.
It's been around for years. In fact, the T-shirts, mine does not say it. But I gotta get up again. Look at
Go ahead. They want to see the bare feet.
Yeah, this is the same shirt, but I changed the back. I sell these after the shows too. People love these shirts. Instead of saying keep back 500 feet, I put never forget. So that's it. We sell these at the shows too. FDNY the premise and just FDNY in the front.
Yeah, that's special. Yeah, that's good stuff. Did you just toss that over to your assistant? Do you have a Vanna White over there? A Vanna White?
Yeah. Next time, did you get me pants? All right. Yeah.
Supper's going to be late tonight, honey.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're the best, John. This was really fantastic.
Thank you for having me.
Continued blessings and joys, in your life, and thanks for all that you've done, your service to the community, and also what you're doing continually with the foundation and the comedy tour to not only put smiles on people's faces, but also to help charities and help those in need, through the funds that are raised. So it's beautiful work, legacy work you're doing, John. Honor and a pleasure to have you here, my friend. And we'll keep the porch light on. Spread the word about our show. We would love that. If you know folks you think like to pop on as well, it takes a village. And continued, blessings to you. You're doing great work.
Thank you for having me.
And LaughterSavesLives.org is the website, gang. Check it out. And John, you're the best. You have a great holiday weekend, and we'll keep the porch light on for you. You're welcome back anytime, okay?
I'm going to throw on some pants. Thank you.
That's it. I hope the show met whatever expectations you had, and you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you.
I did.
It was terrific. What are you going to do next? What are you going to do now? Everybody wants to know what you want to do now.
I'm going to
You're gonna make a sandwich?
I'm going to go up and probably take the grandson for some batting practice.
Oh, cool. To the batting cages?
That stuff. Batting practice, yes.
Batting Mets, Yankees?
Oh, we're big Met fans.
Oh, fantastic. Yes.
Yeah.
Same here. We always went to Shea on the island. My father, Brooklyn Dodgers first.
Me too.
So when they left, you went with the Mets. Yeah.
Giovanni also.
Did you just see the Old Timers Day Saturday?
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Was that? No, I could not believe that they hadn't done that since 1994.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. They got to bring that back more often. That was really.
They're doing a nice job over there.
Have you been to a game this year?
Oh yeah, we've been to a few games, and in fact, my son and I are driving on Monday to Pittsburgh to see the Mets on Tuesday. Just my son and I. We haven't been alone together in years.
What does your son do?
My son, it's hard to explain. He works for a company that does clinical trials. They don't do clinical trials. They get people to do clinical trials.
Do them for various things.
Videos, and he has his own business on the side where he does certain things, commercials, and he's done some funny stuff. If you want to go to actual horse comedy, you'll see some of his videos. I'm in a few of them.
Cool.
They're great. Very funny stuff.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No.
That's it. Good stuff, my friend. You take care and be well. Have a great holiday weekend, and thanks for stopping by the Jim Masters Show live.
All right, Jim, thanks for having me. Take care, everybody. Thank you.
Cheers and be well.
Bye-bye.
John Larocchia here on the show. Was this not a lot of fun? Good way to have some comedy, and also comedy with a message, right? Comedy with a message. This is a great organization, headlining Stand-Up Comic. He's been doing that for like over 30 plus years, but then he was also a firefighter as well for the fdny. And when 9/11 happened, he lost a lot of people in his company, and wanted to find ways to pay it forward. Voted nation's funniest fireman on The View. That was a funny story about that. And Laughter Saves Lives, the Foundation and Comedy Tour. That's the name of the organization. And really is there. Yeah, you got it on the screen there, huh? Isn't that kind of cool how we do that? Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. If you didn't see it, there it is. Really cool. And it was just cool having him on the show. He's from New York. He's a Long Island guy, and is giving back in the way that he does. And great sense of humor, too. We just we just bounced off each other so beautifully, as if we had known each other for 100 years, which is kind of cool. Thanks for all the great comments, everybody. This was really, really great. And I believe, there was a super chat, I think, a really colorful green one in here. Thanks, Maureen. I really appreciate that. She just did a fantastic super chat. So I personally thank you very much. That helps support what we're doing, all this content, all these hours doing all these shows for over 2.5 years now. And boy, it's a blast doing all these shows for you. And you gotta admit, thanks, Maureen. That's a beautiful thing to say. You got to admit, we certainly give you not only levity, but variety. If you look at all the guests that we have that come through from all different walks of life, backgrounds, spheres of influence, celebrity friends of mine, and many others who pop in to say hello and share their wit and wisdom and their ideas and whatever it is, have a conversation with us. And some laughs. We always manage, no matter what the topic is, even if it's a serious topic, we've always sort of tried to turn it around a little bit and get some levity out of it as well. And it's amazing when I sometimes even scroll back and I look at some of the previous shows we've done, of the almost 760 or so and counting. I'm amazed. I'm like, wow, we tackled that topic and we had that guest on and we did that. And sometimes, we've done so many shows. 760 shows is a lot. It's a lot. As a reference point, MASH on CBS, and we had Loretta Swit on recently, the actress from that series. If you didn't see it, check it out. They were on 11 years, and they did 230 episodes of that series on CBS in 11 years. We've done something like almost 760 in 2.5 years, almost 2.5. I think October would probably be the half point. Unbelievable. At the time of the show, it is September. So happy birthday to all the September babies out there. I am a September baby. I think we're in Virgo now and Libra's coming. Mine is the 24th of September. So try to do something maybe fun that weekend. We tend to do that. We always have celebratory events when it comes to holidays and pop-up shows. It's been a while since we did a pop-up show. I've been so busy. I'm headed to Dallas good part of next week, but we've got a full week of amazing guests and shows coming up. I'm also going to be going in coming weeks to Reno, Nevada, and Sacramento, California, and Fort Lauderdale, Florida, all for my professional work, television projects, TV shoots, and so much more. So we're really working with all of that now, planning all that out. But we're here for all of you. And thanks for joining us, gang, here on the Jim Masters Show. We always love having you guys here. It's always a pleasure. And keep spreading the word about our show. Make sure you leave a comment on the YouTube channel. That really counts when you do that, because when you post a comment on the channel, not just in the chat room when the show is live, but actually on the channel underneath the episode, that not only lets us know, what you're enjoying, but YouTube sees that. They take the episode and then they blast it out to more viewers around the world. So when you give us a thumbs up and you leave a comment on the YouTube channel, you're actually helping the Jim Masters Show Live be seen by more people. So before you scoot off, take a moment, leave a comment, say hi, let us know what it is you like about our show, some of your favorites, maybe what it is about this episode you enjoyed. Maybe scroll back, look at some of the other episodes. Let us know what you've enjoyed as well. Want to let you know on Sunday, we've got a fantastic show in store for you. It's going to be really, really fantastic. We have Paul Morrick and Ryan Kelly from the incredible Celtic rock Irish folk group, All Folked Up. Singers, songwriters, and musicians. An amazing conversation. Great music as well. They're going to play for us, coming to us from Ireland this coming Sunday. Again, that's at the time of this show. Special time on Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern. So it's an afternoon show. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And the reason why we're doing it earlier is so that way folks that are in Ireland and the UK and parts of Europe, they'll be able to see it earlier. Matter of fact, people all over the world will be able to see it earlier in some of the other time zones where we have viewers overseas in Europe and Asia and Africa and elsewhere, Australia. So you'll be able to see it earlier because it'd be earlier time of the day as opposed to nighttime. So this is this Sunday. It's going to be amazing, a fantastic conversation, lots of laughs with two members of the group. And they are just about, this is an exclusive because we're getting them just before they go on their brand new US tour. That's right. So we're getting them here on the Jim Masters Show for you just before they hit the States. They come over here to the United States from Ireland and they start the US tour on the approach. It's about halfway. I think they call it their halfway to St. Patrick's Day tour because the fall is about halfway to March, and you know how that all works, St. Patrick's Day. So cool guys, great conversation, and amazing guests coming up too throughout the week. We've got some amazing people that are coming on. We're very excited. Jeff Harner is going to be joining us. He is a very, very popular multi-award winning New York cabaret concert and recording artist. He's going to be with us next week as well. And we've got a lot of other guests. So just check our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And while you're there, if you haven't subscribed, boy, we would love it if you did that. That means that you're a part of what we're doing here, the Lovety family at Lovety Hall and JMS Central. You just hit that red button there. Easy to do. Doesn't cost a dime, even though they say the word subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. And yeah. Don't forget also, too, when you do hit that subscribe button, make sure you click the notification bell. That's really important because when you click the notification bell, you'll be alerted about all the episodes. Sometimes we do the episodes at different times based on the guest's schedule, my schedule, and maybe events that it's tied to and things of that nature, or where they're located around the world. Our guests come from around the world. So, if you click the notification bell, it's a little bell icon that you see next to the subscribe button. That'll keep you abreast. You'll get a little alert, like a little notification. Hey, the Jim Masters Show Live is coming up. That way there you can participate and never miss out. If you ever miss a show, they're all archived here on our YouTube channel. You know, I lead a busy life. You guys do too, I'm sure. So you can always check out the past episodes on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to give us, that hearty thumbs up. You'll see a big thumb that looks like that on the YouTube channel. Give it a click up, leave a comment, subscribe, and all the rest, and we appreciate it. Hope everybody's doing well. Everybody watching from all around the world. Very, very busy times here, but it was really cool to have John with us as well, and cool to have all of you. And Jen Barry says, Jim, I love your orange sweater. Is that wool? It's like a blend of a very light wool with cotton. Very, very comfortable. It's very thin, for summertime. You wouldn't necessarily wear a sweater. It's still summer here. But, at the time of the show, our temperatures here along the coast in the Northeast, we are lucking out. It's 73 degrees. We have the temperature down below here, 73 degrees and sunny. 73 and sunny. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, September's here. But sometimes we can get what they call an Indian summer where you can get hotter. But 73 degrees, sunny, and a very light coastal breeze. You can't beat that. Jen wants to go to Dallas with me on the TV project, the multi-day TV shoot. She goes, Jim, don't forget to put me in your suitcase. I'm flexible. Take me to Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, AT&T Stadium. Don't forget to take me back home to me love Ken. First of all, did you approve with Ken that I would be putting you in my suitcase? You might want to run that by Ken first. He might have a different thought. Thank goodness you have the gift of gab. Yes. You love the orange sweater. Juanita in South Africa. Fun show. Great guest. Thanks, Jim. Thank you. Good to see you as well. Moi Loop. Juanita. And thanks for all these comments. You guys are terrific. We appreciate it. We tried to zip through as many as we can. And so we had a lot of fun on the show, but also there was an important message underneath it all as well. So a little double levity there. You got to see George Burns and everything else. Hope you guys, at the time of this show right now, we got Labor Day weekend, which here in the United States, celebrating everybody working. And so it's a big holiday, 3-day weekend coming up. A lot of people gather with family and friends and take time. It's sort of the unofficial end to summer. Unofficial, though summer doesn't really end until mid-September, technically, calendar-wise, but it's sort of the unofficial. So then you can go to the parks and the beaches starting Tuesday, and it doesn't cost anything. So, but it's beautiful weather. We've got a beautiful weekend coming up here in the greater New York area. The New York area between New York and Boston along the southern New England coast. John is on Long Island. That's where I hail from originally. Further out east, where he is, Belmore, it's a little bit, he's on the South Shore, so he's got the Atlantic Ocean, a little bit closer to the city. We were further out east. Beautiful area if you've ever been there to Long Island. Wonderful show, Jim. I'm blown away by all the work John's Foundation does. So amazing. I knew you guys would enjoy it, and it was my pleasure to have him on the show, and he's doing amazing work. And as I said, love to have variety. I think variety is the spice of life. And when I said that we were going to create this entertainment lifestyle, because we do lifestyle segments too, variety, we have a lot of variety, talk show series, I wanted to have variety. I wanted to have a mix of life, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you can get boxed in where we just have just one genre of guest, which is nice. But if you look at the old school talk shows, like the Johnny Carsons, the Dick Cavetts, the Merv Griffins, Mike Douglas, Regis, and Kathy Lee, any of them, even the shows that are on now, they always have a variety of guests. Even Oprah Winfrey always had a variety of guests with different backgrounds, different topics, different themes. So that's what I like to do. I like to always have a lot of variety. So there's something for everybody. There's something for everybody. And it's really, really cool. And good stuff. All right. Thanks for all the comments. You guys are really fantastic. We're headed to Dallas, Texas next week, and it's a multi-day TV shoot. But again, we still have the show on for all of you guys. We've got a lot of great guests, and don't forget to join us Sunday if you're around. If you miss it, of course, everything is always archived. But I know you guys like to be here when the show is live. We try to do it as often as possible that way for you, but still try to give you a show, even if not as much as we can. It's amazing how many shows we've done so consistently here day after day. All Folked Up is coming to us from Ireland on Sunday. So look for that. And many, many, many more great guests that are coming up. All right. You guys take care, all right? We're going to scoot out. It's the dinner hour now. We've got a lot of work we still have to do, prepping. And Juanita says, love the variety. Your show is like a box of chocolates. That's a good way to describe it, huh? You sort of open up the box when you see the show open, the box, the logo, the Jim Master Show, and the box of chocolate is starting to open up, and who knows what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And the fact that we, do it live as much as possible adds that element of surprise sometimes. And sometimes that surprise can be a technical surprise that happens. There's a couple of times there's been some technical things that have happened with a guest where maybe you can't hear them, or their picture disappears, or something wacky happens. sometimes it's so special and so funny, we leave it in. We don't later on edit it out, unless it's a total disaster and it throws off the whole show and the flow of the show. If it's real and it happened live and there's some humor there and there's been recovery, we'll leave it in because it adds to the flavor of being live. You know what I mean? So everything doesn't have to be so perfect, because that could be boring. So sometimes we leave that in as well. Ken would tell you to take me away to the stadium, but bring me back to Ken. Always, he has his eye on me. I love him. We'll let you know. Definitely let him know often that you love him. Gang, we're going to scoot out. You enjoy the rest of your day. For those that are watching live, we really appreciate you joining us here on The Jim Masters Show. Yes. And binge watch all the other episodes. If you missed anything, there's a lot of good stuff and a lot of amazing guests. We always have a good time with all of you. And then we do a little chat with you as well, celebrating and acknowledging our viewers, because we thank each and every one of you, whether you're somebody who watches and comments in our chat room, lovely chat room, one of our faithful that's always here, or you're somebody that just discovered our show for the first time today. Welcome. It's good to have you here. We thank all those who are here all the time, and we thank those of you who just discovered the Jim Masters Show live series right this very minute. We welcome you, and we welcome you, we welcome you, and hope you continue to enjoy more of our episodes of the Jim Masters Show series. All right, lots to do, busy times, beautiful weather. I hope it is wherever you're watching around the world. For those of you not watching live, stay right there. There's another episode that will come right up for you here on the Jim Masters Show on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Okay, we'll have to do a pop-up show soon too. It's been a while since we did those because of the busy schedule. But don't forget to leave a comment on the YouTube channel. Really important. That helps us big time. So leave a comment for us on the YouTube channel. Give it a thumbs up. And we appreciate that. We don't say goodbye around here. We say see you later. Ciao, cheers, moi loop, slancha, hasta la vista. We say, what else do we say? Take care, be well, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen. And of course, don't forget to love one another, take care of one another. And don't forget to, which I have to remind myself to do as well. I'm always given the advice and I have to pay heed to it myself. Love yourself. Be good to yourself. Get sleep, eat well, drink water, crush at the green, not in between. Take care of yourself. And we'll always be here as often as possible to put a smile on your face and to enjoy this community that we've created, this international community of viewers and guests and me and you and all of us together here on the Jim Masters Show series. All right, that's it. I've run out of things to say. So it's time to zip it and fly the coop. All right, gang. We always like to have a good time with all of you, and we really appreciate you being here. If you're not having a good day that is, or a good time, good day, and life is a little rough for you right now, and you're watching this, and maybe you got a chuckle out of our conversation, or you just, you watch our show quietly. You never say anything. You just watch the series quietly. I just want to say thank you. And hopefully whatever we're doing here on our epic series, I hope that it inspires you, it uplifts you, makes you laugh, maybe you learn something, and you have a good time with us. That's the key. You have a good time. You feel good after you watch our episodes. Again, maybe you learned something, maybe you thought about something a different way, or maybe you were inspired. Maybe, you had a laugh. Whatever it is, whatever you get from our show, spread the word, tell everybody you know, don't keep it a secret, and join us again as often as you can. We'll be here producing this mega content, this massive series for you as long as you're here. People still, believe it or not, 2.5 years later and hundreds of episodes later, keep asking me, are you going to keep doing the series, or were you just doing it during the pandemic? No, we're going at it and going strong. And as long as you're here supporting, sharing, celebrating, we'll continue to be here for you. Now, if you would like to support us one level further, there is, during the live shows, when the shows are live, there's super chat, super emoji, super stickers. That's available in the chat room with those little emojis, and we thank you. We appreciate that. And there's also, when the shows aren't on or anytime, on the YouTube channel, there's something called Super Thanks. It's a little heart icon. You see it under every episode. When you click that, and there's been a variety of you who have done that, we thank you very much for doing that. You click that, you can show your support of our epic series, the Jim Masters Show Live series, that way as well. And everything that, support-wise that you guys have done and do goes right back into our show. Upgrades, technology, Wi-Fi, production, cameras, all the expenses are big with the series. So it goes right back in there to really invest in bringing you the best quality show we can, from content to look to vibe to feel, all of it. I'm, as a host and producer and working in the industry, television, radio, and all as I do, I'm always looking for ways to still give you the best that we can here. So, and we thank you for all the comments. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Jim Masters TV. Feel free to connect. And you guys are great. All right. Thanks for being with us, gang. We have long goodbyes. Well, sometimes we're short. Sometimes we have quick goodbyes because we got to get out quick. This time I figured we'll chat and say hello and chat with all of you. And we say thank you for all that as well. All right, gang, we got to scoot out. Thanks for all these comments. Still pouring in here. We'll take a look at them later. And have a good day. We'll see you soon on the Jim Masters Show. Be well, gang. We love you all. Cheers.